Sandra. Really, really nice to see you. Nice. Today I want to talk to you again about asexual dating. I really want to help you guys out, and I'd like to share some stuff that's working for me since the breakup and really helping me. So I came across this one question that I started to ask myself, and it's really, really helped me. Because when I'm in a relationship, I actually really reflect, and when I've broken up with someone, I really reflect on my own behaviour, my own attitude, my own beliefs. I reflect on the relationship as a whole. I spend a lot of time analysing things, because I'm into personal and professional development. I know I'm not perfect, and I know there's always improvements to be made. So that's why I continue to sort of analyse and assess myself and the situation. But I asked myself this one question, it really helped me. The question was, and is, did I come from a place of love? And I think that's so important, because when you enter into a relationship and you come out of a relationship, you can be left thinking like, what on earth happened there? And sometimes you don't get the answers from the other person, not the answers you want, not the answers you're looking for, or you don't even get any answer. You're like fathoming what actually happened. But the thing is if someone changed their behaviour suddenly, you can't account for them. That happens in life. It's tough, but it does sometimes. And regardless of their behaviour or how they were with you, you have to ask yourself, your hand on your heart, did I come from a place of love? So when you were in the relationship, did you come from a place of love? So were you caring about them? Were you thinking about them? Were you wanting to improve the relationship? Were you wanting to spend time with them? Were you making them a priority in your life, or busy so much doing something else that, you neglected them? And if you ask yourself these questions with your hand on your heart, put your hand on your heart now, I want you to feel your heart. If you ask yourself these questions now, with your hand on your heart, did I come from a place of love? Now, if you came from a place of love and that person didn't, or they did for a while and they stopped, that's not your fault. And I want you to know that. But I want you to feel that love in your heart, because when you feel that love in your heart, you now know that your heart is back with you, and that love in your heart has always been there, and it's for you. Okay? Love yourself more than you love anyone else. And that's the thing. When you're in a relationship, ask yourself, am I coming from a place of love for that other person? But am I also coming from a place of love for me as well? And post-breakup, ask that question. Am I coming from a place of love for that person and for me? So, I know that when I was in a relationship, hand on my heart, that I came from a place of love. I came from a place of love. I know that what that person said to me about the past girlfriends, they didn't really seem to care about that person. Maybe it was that just, what they said to me, or how they felt that their ex-partners didn't actually appreciate or care about them. And I know I did. So if I gave that little bit of love to someone, even if it was just for a while, even if they broke my heart, that's okay, because I'm still a whole person. I still love me. I still gave love to them. They still have in their life, in their vast amount of life, they still have that bit of love that I gave them. And that's always going to be there. And they're always going to have experienced that bit of love, whether they experienced it wholly or not, because maybe they didn't feel the same way. I don't know, but I know I gave that to them. And do you know something? Love is one of the most precious gifts that you can ever give to anyone, whether it's a family member, whether it's a child, whether it's, like a parent or a cousin or a friend. Love is the most precious gift you can give to anyone, and your time. Time is so precious. You only get one life. And if you spent a lot of time with them, trying to improve the relationship, trying to talk to them, trying to help the relationship, if you stood there at the beginning of the relationship and said, I'm imperfect, I know I've got these faults, this is how I come, this is me with my baggage or my package, do you accept that? And they accept that, then you've come from a place of love. You've come from a place of love and caringness for yourself and for that other person. You are being true, you are being real, you are being authentic, and you are being honest with them and with yourself, regardless of their behaviour. You cannot account for their behaviour or why they changed. So I want you to ask that question to yourself. Okay, when we delve a bit deeper into personal and professional development side of things, you can ask yourself, did I come from a place of love or fear? Now, the fear one is very difficult because obviously we do have fears. I have a lot of fears about past issues. But you have to understand that ask yourself, are the fears valid or invalid? Have you had reason to be fearful from your past? And if a person takes you on board, knowing your fears and your anxieties and your worries and said, we'll work through them, and you took them on face value, then that's you coming from a loving place, and you're also coming from a place of self-worth where you understand yourself well. You're saying, hey, if you get into a relationship with me, I'm not perfect. I've got these fears, I've got these worries and concerns. How are we going to deal with this together? Because when you're in a relationship, you deal with things together, and that's what happens. So when you come from a place of fear, is it a fear for self-love for them, or for self-love love for them, or self-love for you? Now, I am fearful. I do have fears, but I broke through a lot of fears when I was with that person, and I broke through a lot of fears. I thought I could never even be in a relationship with anyone because I have relationship anxiety, which you'll see from my previous videos. But the point is, I was, and I did, and I had fears surrounding where I could be with a person who was, disabled and that. And I've asked myself that question even before I got with him, and that surprised me that I could definitely be. I know theoretically I thought, yeah, I could be, but, that's a big challenge, isn't it? It depends on the disability. I have a disability. So if someone takes me on in a relationship, they have to understand that. So right up front, off the bat. So yeah, so when you come, and obviously fears are there to protect you. They're not all bad, If you haven't known someone very long, just for a few weeks, then it's natural to be fearful, as that person actually said to me at the time, and then decided to change their mind, but that's okay. So yeah, fears can be difficult, but you can overcome them, and so long as you keep trying and keep bettering yourself. And they're there to protect you. I love myself more than I'll ever love anyone else, any guy or anyone. And if I'm worried about my own care and attention, and I put myself first in that way, that's fine. That's a really good thing. If you haven't noticed, it takes months, years to build up trust, proper, true, deep friendship, love and trust. It takes a long, long time. And how people are as friends is not the same as how they are in a relationship. It's just not a lot of the time. So you have to always bear that in mind. Yeah? Anyway, I hope you're coming from a place of love in your heart today. I'm really happy to be alive. I'm really thankful to be here. I know a couple of people who have had deaths recently. One was of their mum. One was a person they just met who touched their heart, and they didn't see them again, but they passed away. And I know someone whose husband is terminally ill. So this has all happened within the last 48 hours. So I want to say I'm really thankful and grateful to be alive. Really happy. I'm happy I gave love to that person if it was only for a brief time that they could feel it. And I'm happy and thankful for all the love and care I have in my life right now. I'm happy for my family, my friends, for anyone who's ever loved me and cared about me. And I'm thankful for my guinea pigs that I love implicitly. And I'm thankful just for all the love in the world. And I feel so lucky and thankful and blessed to be alive. And I'm so lucky that I love myself now. Years ago I didn't, but I do. And that's why I'm a strong person now who's very happy being single, as well as, maybe a future relationship. If it ever happens and I get the right guy. If not, if he doesn't value my worth, I value my worth more than anything. So yeah, lots of love to you, lots of care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye bye.